What's going on, everybody? Thanks for swinging by. We are going to show off Super Dungeon Designer today. So we're going to jump in here. I'm going to start with a brand new level. So when you go to build new, Super Dungeon Designer is a game that lets you build your own top-down 2D style dungeons, action RPG style. So inspired by games like Zelda, Binding of Isaac, other top-down action RPG type games, and inspired by other maker games like Mario Maker, RPG Maker, all those kind of games. So here you can see we start with a room and you have a player in the room, and you can adjust the sides of the room as big or as small as you want. And then on the left side here, you can add whatever you want to the room. So you can add items, weapons, you can add enemies, you can add all kinds of objects. On the right side here, you can build out your room. So any tiles, you can change the tiles. Any walls, you can change the walls around how you want, add doors, and then decorate your dungeon however you want. So if we want to add more rooms to our dungeon, all we have to do is click this plus button. Doing that's going to add a new room. And then if we want a way to get into that room, we can come over here to the walls. We're going to add a door. To add a door, you just click on one of the walls. It's going to ask you where you want to put your second door. I usually recommend right across from the other one because it'll make the transition more smooth, and it makes it easier to keep track of while you're designing your dungeon. And now if I hit play up here to play test this level, you can see when I get up to the top, I can transition into the next room through the door. And testing levels is easy. You just hit the play button, test them out, come back to the menu, go back to build. So you can play test as you go, and you can move your character around so that you can kind of play test different areas before you upload your dungeon, because pretty soon here, you'll be able to upload your dungeon for other people to download and play and rate and play together. So let's put some objects in this room because it's kind of empty and bland. We'll put some torches up on the wall, maybe some on the ground. We can put a little switch here. This is an orb switch. And the player is going to start with a weapon. I'm going to turn that off. So here in the starting equipment, you can kind of customize what the player will start with. But for this, we're going to turn it off. I'm going to put a treasure chest right here. And inside, we're going to put a sword. Okay, that's easy. And then we're going to also put down a lantern over here. And we'll surround it by some enemies. And we'll go easy on the player. We'll put some hearts on the enemies, so when they die, you can refill your health. Okay, simple, right? That took 2 seconds. Let's hit play and check out how our level is. So right from the start, you'll see it's dark, and that's because we don't have the lantern yet. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to open this chest, grab the sword, try not to get hit. All right, we got our lantern. So the lantern's going to increase your light radius. Now we have our sword, and you can see we can left click to use the sword. We can right click to use the lantern. So I'm going to defeat these slimes. And you'll see they drop the heart that we placed on them earlier. So if I take some damage, I can pick up that heart to restore some health. All right, cool. And since we have that lantern, we can light these torches. And you'll see the room gets progressively lighter as you light the torches. And once you've lit 4 more torches, you're at the max brightness for the room. And then this switch here, we can hit it to trigger it, but we didn't link it to anything, so it's not really doing anything. So let's go back and fix that. I'm going to hit escape and go back to build. And we're going to come back here, and I'm actually going to erase this door. So the door is gone. I use this trash can button to do that. And I'm going to use this cycle button here on the door to change the different options we have for doors. So that's an open door there on the right. If I hit that, it's going to change to, there's a locked door, then there's a closed door. I'm going to select the closed door, and I'm going to put it in the same spot where that open door was. And now I'm going to hit this button down here, which is going to swap me between build mode and link mode. So when I do that, you're going to notice the interface changes a little bit. I'm going to click on this magic wand down here, which is selected by default when you go into link mode. And I'm going to link this orb switch by clicking on it and then clicking on the store. And you'll see this appears here. So this tells me now when this orb is triggered or hit, this door is going to change its state. It's going to open up. So it's that easy. So now if I come back, we can play our level again. Grab our lantern, try not to die. And then I'm going to hit this switch, and you'll see the door open. There we go. And there's all kinds of ways that you can link objects together in order to trigger something. If you trigger an enemy, for example, to link an enemy to, say, a chest, it's going to make it so that the chest doesn't appear until the enemy's defeated. And then we also have groups, so you can group stuff together. So if I select the red group here, and I put all of these enemies in the red group, you'll notice the color of this link arrow changed. And that's to tell me that all of the things in this red group need to be taken care of before this chest will appear. So now instead of just defeating that one slime, you have to defeat all of them to make that chest appear. So there's a lot of cool in-depth stuff you can do with the linking system, and it's kind of the core gameplay mechanic of the game. It lets players be creative and create levels that are going to stand out from other levels online. We're really excited to bring you more about Super Dungeon Designer. We're actually live on Twitch right now, so if you want to follow us, you can come check us out on Twitch. There's a link in the description below, and you can wishlist the game. The Steam page is live right now. Just search for Super Dungeon Designer on Steam or check out the link below. We'll do more videos on Super Dungeon Designer. We're going to show off more of the items, what they do, and also go more in depth with some of the mechanics like the linking system, how some of the enemies work, all kinds of things. So give us a subscribe, check out our videos, and we'll have more for you soon. Thanks for swinging by.